All right, now Debbie's on. Debbie, can you hear me and see my desk? Or Amanda? Christy, still? No?
Christy, can't see or hear you. And I got a black screen. Zoom. There. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so mom can hear me. You can turn your volume.
And I see you. Can you do, shut it off?
Yeah, just because I don't want to hear myself echo.
Hear you. And I got a black screen. Zoom. There we go. Sorry.
That's all right. All right, guys. We are here. I don't have the best lighting. I'm gonna try and stand where I got the least amount of shadows.
You're not in shadow on mine.
So here's the card that we're gonna make. Oh, good. Sorry, Julie. Yeah, I could zoom in. I'm just gonna leave it and see what we get. I'll pull things up closer. So this is what the card looks like. I gave you guys some instructions for cutting these pieces, and we're just going to put them together. We're not going to do all this. You could do all this yourself with whatever boats or butterflies or whatever it is that you're going to choose to put on yours. So I hope, is that a good angle? Hi, Judy. Thanks for hopping on. All right. So the first piece I told you to cut, I'm going to cut and do these real quick, but I told you to cut a 11 by 1 3/4 inch strip. And then we needed a 9 by 7 inch piece. I'm going to do my best to keep my my stuff in the screen. I didn't want to zoom out too far, but I also don't want to be in too far. So we're going to start on this piece here. We're going to turn it on the long side. And I'm going to go fast because you guys probably already have this side done, right? We're going to score it 1.5, 3, 3 3/4. And mom's watching the comments, so if anybody has any comments, put them in there and she'll, or any questions, she'll let us know. 5 1/4, 6, 7 1/2, and 8 1/4. All right. Turn it to the short side and cut it in half at 3 1/2 inches so that you have 2 pieces. So now we have 2 pieces. Oh, Patty's on. Hi, Patty. Take your strip, and on the long side, we're going to score at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4. And if I was good at math, I might be able to tell you every 1 3/4, but I don't know. I'm assuming that that's what this is. I just wrote down my instructions as I watched the video. And this is, and then we're going to go 8 3/4. This is a compilation off of a Rachel Tessman's video. So may not exactly be the same as hers.
Betty and Amanda back.
Betty and Amanda, hi girls. Okay, so now we have all of that piece scored as well. So go ahead and we want to, let's see, we're going to come to our first piece over here. Oh, I didn't get my scissors out. Did I even bring scissors?
Right there in that cup. Right there in that cup. Yep.
Let's see, scissors. Hold on, guys. Scissors, lost the scissors.
Oh, right there, right there.
Oh, they're on the counter. Hold on. Scissors are on the counter. Where?
Just amongst.
Up. There. All right. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, let's go ahead and burnish on our folds, just so we've got a little bit of an idea what we got going on here. I know, I just wanna. All right. So the top of our paper is this last little score line that we made here. The bottom of our paper is the two bigger ones at the bottom, the 1.5 and 3 inches. Those are our first two score lines. So what we want to do is bring our trimmer back. Sorry, guys. And then we're going to make a cut between the 3-inch mark and the 1.5-inch mark. 7/8 inch in. So let's put our paper at 7/8. Put our cutter there, and then we're going to just cut up between those two score lines. Then we can move our paper over on the other side and do a cut again between those two score lines. So now it looks like this. Okay. From here, I think now we're done with our trimmer. We're going to do this on both pieces. Should I do both of them at the same time so you get two views of it?
Lori is here.
Oh, hey, Lori. I'm going to do it again on this other piece then. So I got my 7/8 inch. I'm going to score from the 3-inch.
Cut.
Oh, that's what I meant. Cut to the 1.5. I'm going to slide it over to 7/8 and do the same thing between those two score lines. The 1.5 and the 3, we're going to cut so that we've got this. Oh, I didn't cut that one all the way up. Let me give it a little snip with my scissors. Okay, now we are going to cut. Now I think I'm done. Now we're going to cut. I thought I was going to show you guys on white because it would be easier to see, but not so much. So we're going to start at this 3-inch score line. Let me come over here where the lighting's a little better. And you're going to cut that loose. You're going to cut across both of those sides. And you're going to cut those like flaps loose. Like this. Okay. And then from there, come to your corners and we're going to cut up to where we just, to that very first score line. So you're just going to cut that baby loose. Set it free. See what I got going on here. Use your trimmer if you are inclined to do so. You can use your trimmer. Oh, that one looks like I got a way more of an angle on it, but it doesn't really matter. If you want to lay the corners in the trimmer, if that works better for you, put the score line in the trimmer and the corner and then cut up to it. If that works, more power to you. Otherwise, you can use your scissors. So now we've got those two pieces done. Now, the next step is going to be to fold it up at this 3-inch score line, right? So we're going to fold it up here. Does it help if I lay it down now? So fold it up from the bottom. Then we're going to cut. I'm going to draw on mine. We're going to cut across here. So just snip that across on both sides. Well, you can't really see where this V is in this paper here. You're going to cut across there.
Kathy, ever watching?
Just like that. So cut across both of those. Like so. Then we are going to, let me see here. Okay, so now keep it folded up there. Gotta keep pulling it up. So then we're going to cut these corners off. So use your scissors, your trimmer, whatever you need. And cut that corner out of there. Like that. Turn it over or around. And cut that piece out of there as well. So now you got these two little wingy things sticking out. Kind of looks like this now. Let me put it down. Kind of looks like this now. Is everybody with me? Am I going too fast? Just right? Who cares? Hi, Kathy. Kathy from, oh, yeah, Kathy McNeil. Yep, from No Babysitting Tonight. All right, so now we're going to go with this score line here, which is one above where we're just cutting those out at. So we're kind of working our way up. So take this score line at, I'm going to tell you, it's the 5 1/4 inch line. And you're going to fold it backwards. Like so. Let me find my paper now. And then we are cutting out. I think we're cutting out a bigger piece than this, but let's just see. We're going to cut out. We're going to cut this right here at an angle. Like so. So now we've cut out those corner pieces from here. Now you're going to flip it back open. And then we're going to work up one more score line and you're going to fold it down. And then you're going to cut these off. So probably if I took a little bit of time, we could cut off some of this flipping back and forth. Because basically, you know, we just cut, we flipped and cut, when basically we just wanted to kind of replicate this piece down here, like up here, all right? So then our next cut, we want to trim these triangles out right here. So just take your scissors. Oops, I didn't snip up far enough. And trim those two triangles right out. I'm gonna say there's not like really an exact science to it for that much, but that's basically our 1/2 of our base. Okay, so let me get to the other one again, and we'll go through it for our second piece. So we've got our 2 pieces that are trimmed up there. So let's see, can we number these if you're writing them down? Here's your first cut. You're going to cut those loose. Then we're going to cut up from the corners. I'm going to flip it and cut. Maybe I'll get the same angle. So we cut those 2 loose. We're going to fold up this. I don't even know what you want to call it. Kind of looks like a funnel. Going to fold that up. We're going to make a snip into where the 2 pieces kind of meet, that little notchy thing there in the corner. I don't have. I have to do this again probably when I get home. And then we're going to cut them off. Did we not? So cut down the side of your little funnel thing to where you're, just chop that off at. And cut that piece out. Like I say, we're just cutting and chopping little pieces out till we get it cut down to how we want it to look. So we cut those 2 out. Now at our first score line at past all this at 5 1/4, fold it back. Go at that little notchy point again and cut off up on the angle there, I guess, what you call it. And then do the other side the same. Now we're going to flip it, open up again, move up 1 more score and fold it forward and trim off those corners. I will post photos and such so that you can see it again, see it a little better in action versus my little corner of the table here. Then we're going to cut these little triangles off here and here. And now we have the 2 pieces of our box ready. Now I'm not going to go through all of the put glue here, put glue there. This is going to have, that confused the heck out of me on her instructions. So I'm just going to show you where you want adhesive, okay? So you're going to take your, let's see. We're going to take our box pieces, and up here, you just want a small bead of glue up here on the top, or your tape up here at the tippy top of the piece. Then you're going to come down to this piece here, and that's where you're going to put your designer series paper that I told you. So if you're decorating it, and I didn't grab any paper, so this first one down, the first full one from where we just put the tape, is going to have your designer paper on it. So I'll give you a second if you're kind of making one. Glue your paper across there. This was, what did I tell you? That was 8 3/4 to 10. That I think was 1 inch. And I might have told you to cut down on too far, or it might be 3/4. I told you to cut too far. I would cut a little bit closer to the 1/8 so that it kind of goes as close as you can get it to the score line. So right here is going to be some paper. Then skip the big one. And this next one right here, go ahead and put your glue on there. Or I wouldn't say glue yet. If you're using liquid glue, don't do the glue yet. If you're using tear tape, you could put your tear tape there. Flip it over and put your next piece of designer series paper down here. So it'll be the lower portion of this notched out, I don't know, inverted V kind of space. Put your paper on this one. All right. Make sure your folds are all good. Now go ahead and put your put your glue right here on the end now. And I'm going to use Mom's mono adhesive. So put your glue on the very tip here. Grab the piece that's going to have the designer paper on it in one hand, and then the piece that's going to have the designer paper in your other hand. That's going to go down, and then you're going to fold it in on itself. Did you see how I did that? So this is going to fold up and then line up your lines there, and it'll look like that. Now, the reason I told you just put a little bit of glue down here is because you need this space to stuff in whatever you're going to stuff in. Okay, so and you can even lay it down and push on it like that, if that works better for you. And this is what you're trying to make. It'll look like this kind of tube. All right. Then take the triangular piece and wrap it around, and now put your glue on the bottom where I told you before, don't put the glue if you're using glue, but you put your tape. So that's the bottom of your box. That makes sense? On this side, we got our paper and our glue, and then that little smidge of glue along there. Flip it over and then kind of roll it up onto itself right here. Then put your glue on the bottom and fold that pointy end over on top of it. And there is half of your box. Then you go ahead and do the same thing with the other side. So put your designer series paper on the second rung. You're going to put your little bit of glue across the top on the first one. Shine. Flip it over. And then on the bottom piece of this notch will be your second piece of paper. And again, watch for directional. If you're using paper with direction, you want to make sure it's going the right way for your box. All right, then we're going to put our little bit of glue on that lip again. Take the back side designer series paper. Oh, I didn't burnish my folds. And then roll this piece up into like this tube. And let me lay it down like I told you you could do. you lay it flat, it'll stick down and it'll make your tube. Like so. Flip it over, put your glue on that bottom piece and stick the triangle to it. So now you have two boxes, and this is where the directional for this side as well, because they're going to go back to back. So this one might be kind of upside down from this one so that your direction flows. But now you have these two boxes and you're going to want to put glue on this, but again, only put it like halfway so that you can tuck your stuff in. So I'm going to put my, maybe. Why is it not going? There we go. Okay, so put your glue like on half, the lower half, and then you can lay them flat for guidance. Stick them down. And now you have the four pieces of the box. And you see how I've got, looks like one of those Hasselback potatoes or something with the holes in there. That's exactly what you want. Now you're going to put some adhesive on both of these ends that are open. And of course, you'll want a little bit better adhesive than that. This guy, let's fold them all up. And you can go back and forth with your folds and make sure that they're good in both directions. Then you're going to just start with one of your little squares. Oops, I'm off camera. And stick it on to the end where we put the glue. And then you can just start wrapping it around. Like so. Oh crap, we should have started with this other one. Start with the little tiny 3/4 inch one first. Or the little tiny end so that you could tuck it under. So we're going to stick that one on first. I think that's how it went. Then we're going to wrap it around. We're going to, and you kind of are okay to like tug on it a little bit because you want it to hold everything together. Wrap it around and then glue it on. And again, I don't have too much glue going on here, but and glue it on. Now you should have a little tiny lip on the inside. And then if you give your box a little push, it should collapse to the inside. And then you can pinch it together for closure for the envelope. Set it down and it will push back up. You can also push it up and out, but you wouldn't want to do that because then it won't fit in your envelope. This will still fit in your envelope if you are just careful. I just had a 5 1/4 by or 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 card sitting there that I could stand up next to it and measure to make sure that my stuff here wasn't gonna stick over the top of the envelope. And then all you're gonna do is, this will have your designer series paper on it. And then you just wanna squeeze these little pieces apart and tuck your elements inside. So as you can see, I've just tucked, this one has a lot of designer series papers on it, and I just tucked them inside. This guy, I ended up with a lot of glue on the front and the back, so it's kind of sealed shut now. But you could see that you're just tucking them in that spot wherever you want, however you want to build your scene. You could also use the clear window sheet to help give it height or whatever you want to do. And then on the front, you can put a sentiment if you want, or you could pop something up from one of the slots. And then these, I think I told you, were I think I did 1 7/8. I might have done, because it's 1 3/4. So I probably went down on the 8th and filled in, you need 6 of them to fill all those little spots in. But that's pretty much it, you guys. Oops. On how it goes together. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. Like I said, I'll try and show you my all my little templates that I am working off from that I made for it. I can show you all that stuff and maybe even make a Finally Friday video and show you this all over again. But that's it, you guys. That was all I got for tonight. Nobody had any questions?
Looking forward to trying this.
Okay. Yeah, Vesta's gonna make one
Mhm.
and show us all what it looks like. If you make it, go ahead and post it out here on the video so we can all see them, or post them on the monthly what you make and post, and we can all see what you got. But again, if you couldn't see good, or you got any kind of questions, shoot me a message and I will answer you up and let you know what you got to do, how it works, kind of thing. Because yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys all make one, and that's it for this week. Oh, I forgot to do the drawing for last week. Darn it. I will, and I'm not going to do a sample of this. Oh, I may just go ahead and put hex in the comments if I get to it. Maybe I'll send the person a template, all these little goodies, so that they can make their own with some instructions, or maybe cut one out and just send it to you so that you can put it together and decorate it yourself. But that's it, everybody. I will draw a name for the card from last week. Well, hang on a second. Let me get my notebook with all the names. We'll have Mom play along and pick a number. She could be my number generator. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names, Mom. So I need you to pick a number 1 through 6.
5.
That's you.
Oh, you're kidding me. No, it can't be.
Yeah, that was you.
Oh, well, pick a different number.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my gosh.
Mom.
We could pick a different number.
If only I didn't bring it with me though, so I'll have to mail it to you. All right, everybody. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.
Well, isn't that weird?